Pinterest stock is down 56% in the past 5 years, and the stock fell more than 20% in a single trading day after they reported earnings. In this video, we'll see if this is a good opportunity to buy the company by looking at the fundamentals and running a DCF model to calculate the intrinsic value of the company and potential future returns. In their last quarter, management said that our investments in AI products innovation are paying off, which is a very optimistic opening sentence. And I'm not surprised by this, as they reported 17% revenue growth from $898 million to $1.04 billion. And if we zoom out, Pinterest revenue growth has been impressive, going from $472 million in 2017 to about $3.9 billion today. And analysts are expecting that growth to continue, projecting revenue to reach $6.9 billion by 2029. Last quarter, monthly active users globally increased 12% to 600 million monthly active users and grew by 4% in the US and Canada, which is the region that has the highest revenue per user at $7.64, which is more than 30 times higher than the rest of the world at 21 cents. And these categories are increasing a lot. Average revenue per user in Europe grew 31%, and the rest of the world by 44%. It is in these areas where I see a lot of opportunity. When it comes to profitability, EBITDA grew by 24%, and it hasn't stopped increasing in the last few quarters. The company turned profitable last year, and it is now generating about $1.9 billion in net income. One downside, though, is that they have less free cash flow, sitting at around $1.1 billion. And looking ahead, analysts are expecting EPS or earnings per share to dip slightly this year, but then climb steadily to around $2.97 per share by 2029. If we assign a 20p to the company then, that would imply $59 per share in price, which represents roughly 116% upside from current levels. And I also agree with analysts because their margins are outstanding, a gross margin near 80%, profit margin close to 50%, and free cash flow margin around 26%. Then, in order to calculate the intrinsic value of the company and potential future returns, I use my spreadsheet. This tells me at what price you should buy a stock based on the assumptions about the future of the company that you put in. I did a 7-year analysis with low, middle, and high assumptions. And as you can see, the intrinsic value according to my low assumptions is $29 per share, middle $44, and high $66. And because the stock is now trading at $27 per share, this means that if my low assumptions occur, you will get an 11% annual return on your money, middle 19%, and high 27%. And I believe my assumptions are conservative, as I have the company growing revenue annually for the next 7 years between 7 and 13%, averaging a profit margin and free cash flow margin between 25 and 35%, and I assign the PM price to free cash flow at the end of the 7 years of 16, 18, and 20. But if you want to make your own assumptions, I'm going to leave the link to the spreadsheet down below. It is super simple to use because I've done all the calculations in the background, so you only need to input your assumptions. Moreover, Pinterest is now trading at a PE of 9 and forward PE of 14, since earnings are expected to decline slightly this year. It also trades at a price to free cash flow of 16, and therefore we can conclude that the company is now trading cheap. Another major positive is Pinterest's balance sheet. The company holds about $2.6 billion in cash and only $137 million in total debt, which is amazing. I also believe that social media platforms remain incredibly lucrative businesses. They benefit from massive user bases, strong advertising models, and high operating leverage, and Pinterest is no exception. In conclusion, I think Pinterest has excellent fundamentals, a strong valuation, and rock-solid balance sheet. And obviously the most important part, the valuation has become very attractive. Last video I said I was going to wait for a better entry point, and I believe now is the time. Lastly, if you want a discount on stockanalysis.com, the best site I found for stock data, grab my code in the description. I hope you found this video valuable. Let me know what you think about Pinterest stock in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.